I love reading Lives of the Saints. I have to admit, but sometimes I'm really impressed with how different they are. There are certain things that um, I can admire, but I could never do. There's certain, mystics and visions and levitations and miracles and things that were for that time or for that person, and they do inspire. But I don't find that I can really imitate everything. But that's not the case when it comes to Saint Joseph. Saint Joseph was he's the guy you would meet walking down the street. He was a very ordinary man with ordinary virtues, but that didn't make it any less heroic. And I think we think sometimes that sanctity or becoming a saint or being a saint, because that's actually the goal for all of us, it's out of our reach, but it's not. It's absolutely not. And I think that just the fact that God chose someone like Saint Joseph to be head of the Holy Family, to be a guardian of the Redeemer, to be the husband of the Mother of God. And he was such an ordinary man. He was the town carpenter. He had rough hands. He had to provide for his family. He had a lot of the cares and concerns that almost all of us have. So he is the kind of saint that you can look at and say, holiness is possible for me too. To become a saint is possible for me too, because look at Saint Joseph. He, a very humble man, not one to put himself forward. Somebody who, like so many of us, you do what you need to do for the love of your family. You do a humble job. You don't make the papers. You're not a celebrity. And you think sometimes that, well, your life doesn't have a whole lot of meaning compared to, the stars. But actually, when you look at St. Joseph, you realize that, a life lived for your family, for the love of God, doing humble, ordinary things is, well, honestly, that's the real celebrity. I mean, Saint Joseph is the one you really want to look up to and learn from. And without that discouragement that comes from, not being good enough, not being talented enough, not being pretty enough, not being, the one that's chosen, he wasn't into competition or like putting himself ahead of everybody else. And yet that's really what made him so special and such a celebrity in the eyes of God is the fact that he did what every one of us can do, but he did it with the utmost love and surrendered to God. And the fact is, I could do that too. You could do that too. And Saint Joseph is actually there saying, yes, you can do that. And he's there to kind of show us the way. And I think we just have to, we look at people that we admire, and it's usually, I don't know, it's usually something that's the shiny, the out of the ordinary, and it's not what we're meant to be. It's not who we're called to be, but we are called to be holy and to be saints and to be our truest selves. And that's exactly, I think, what Saint Joseph did. And because of that, he's the patron saint of everything and of everyone. So he's really a good father, and he's so willing to help. So I think we just have to ask.